The Ice Gap Mountains had always been a place of mystery, with legends of hidden ruins buried deep within the frozen cliffs. One evening, the skies above the peaks turned crimson as a strange energy ripple cut through the air. Sonic and Tails, racing through the snowy paths, felt the ground tremble beneath them. "Something's wrong," Tails whispered, scanning the sky with his handheld scanner. "The Chaos Emeralds are reacting to something out here." Before they could investigate further, Knuckles appeared, furious. The Master Emerald had pulsed in warning, and its energy was pointing directly toward the mountains. "If Eggman's behind this," Knuckles growled, "we can't waste time." As the team gathered, the storm grew stronger, lightning splitting the icy peaks. Suddenly, the ground gave way, revealing a cavern glowing with ancient runes. Sonic, ever the risk-taker, leapt inside, his voice echoing, "Well, looks like adventure's calling." But they weren't alone. From the shadows, metallic footsteps thundered as Eggman's Titan drones emerged, their glowing eyes piercing the darkness. Eggman's voice boomed across the mountainside. "Welcome, Sonic. You've just stepped into my grand excavation site. And once I claim what's buried here, Mobius will kneel before me." The chase was on. Sonic dashed through collapsing ice bridges while Tails dodged falling stalactites. Amy swung her hammer to shatter advancing drones, while Knuckles crushed the icy ground to trap them. Yet, Eggman had already drilled deeper, heading straight for what lay beneath the mountain. As the storm raged outside, the heroes realized this wasn't just about saving the emeralds. Something ancient was buried here, something Eggman would stop at nothing to control. And Sonic knew one thing for sure: this mountain held secrets powerful enough to change everything. The glowing cavern opened into a vast underground maze of ice and stone. Strange symbols pulsed along the walls, lighting the path ahead. Tails studied them carefully. These markings, they're warning signs. Something ancient is sealed in here. Sonic shrugged with a grin. "Guess we're about to find out." He sped ahead, but the floor beneath him cracked, sending him sliding down an icy chute. The others followed, landing inside a massive chamber filled with twisting ice pillars. Before they could regroup, the pillars shifted, forming a shifting maze. Amy slammed her hammer into the walls, only to watch them refreeze instantly. Knuckles punched through a wall, but 3 more rose in its place. Shadow, standing apart, muttered, "This maze isn't natural. It's a trial." The sound of gears echoed. Eggman's drilling bots had already infiltrated the labyrinth. Their saws sparked against the walls, carving paths toward the heart of the chamber. Eggman's voice crackled through speakers hidden in the bots. "Thank you, heroes. Clear the path for me, will you?" The heroes split up, racing through the maze. Sonic zigzagged past traps, Shadow blasted through barriers with chaos spears, and Amy kept drones at bay. Finally, Tails solved the puzzle. Activating the runes in sequence caused the maze to collapse, revealing a spiral staircase leading deeper underground. But just as they prepared to descend, Eggman's Titan drone smashed through the wall, blocking their path. Its glowing red eyes scanned the heroes, charging up energy blasts. Sonic clenched his fists. "Looks like we've got a warm-up round before the real fight." The spiral staircase led to a breathtaking sight, a colossal underground canyon with a single frozen bridge stretching across. Below, glowing lava simmered, heating the mountain from within. The bridge was thin, unstable, and constantly cracking under the weight of falling ice. The heroes began crossing cautiously when Eggman arrived in his hovercraft, releasing an army of Titan drones onto the bridge. The weight caused huge sections to crumble, forcing Sonic and his friends to move quickly. Sonic dashed across, spinning through waves of drones. Amy leapt onto collapsing chunks, smashing robots midair before landing on another piece of the bridge. Knuckles used his fists to keep the bridge steady, buying the team precious seconds, while Tails used his flight to carry broken pieces into place like makeshift planks. Shadow stood in the middle, unleashing chaos blasts that sent drones flying into the lava below. Yet Eggman wasn't done. His mech extended giant arms, slamming into the ice bridge. The shockwaves nearly threw Sonic off balance, but He grabbed a shard of ice and pulled himself back up. Persistent little pests. Eggman sneered, charging up a plasma cannon aimed at the center of the bridge. Tails shouted, "If he fires, the whole bridge collapses." Thinking fast, Sonic zipped across the bridge, bouncing off drones like stepping stones. With a perfectly timed spin dash, he smashed Eggman's cannon just before it fired. The impact sent Eggman spiraling backward, retreating deeper into the mountain. The heroes finally made it across, but the bridge collapsed completely behind them. There was no going back, only forward into the mountain's core. And as the ground rumbled, Knuckles muttered, "We're not just fighting Eggman anymore, something else is waking up." The team entered a cavern glowing with crimson light. At its center was a massive crystal pulsing with chaotic energy, the Chaos Relic Core. Ancient carvings showed Mobius's heroes of old sealing the relic away, warning that its power could twist reality itself. Before they could act, Eggman's Titan Forge EX mech smashed through the ceiling, molten lava dripping from its claws. At last, "The relic is mine," he declared, trapping the heroes with collapsing rock walls. The mech's arms lashed out, nearly striking Sonic, but Shadow countered with chaos spears. Knuckles leapt onto the mech's shoulder, pummeling it until he was thrown off. Amy shattered one of its legs with her hammer, but the mech regenerated instantly, his armors feeding off the relic's energy. Tails realized. Eggman extended his drill, piercing the crystal to absorb its power. The cavern shook violently, chunks of ice and stone crashing around them. Sonic looked at his friends, exhausted but determined. "We're not letting him win," Sonic said firmly. The heroes launched a coordinated assault. Sonic and Shadow unleashed a dual chaos spin, drilling through the mech's defenses. Tails overloaded his gadgets, frying its targeting systems. Amy's hammer struck its energy core, while Knuckles ripped open its armor plating. The relic flared with blinding light, reacting to their unity. The mech screeched as its systems overloaded, Eggman barely escaping in his pod. The relic pulsed again, sending waves of energy across the chamber. For a moment, Sonic feared it would explode. But instead, the crystal slowly dimmed, its energy returning to slumber, because the heroes had proven themselves worthy. The mountain grew silent after the battle, the storm above clearing as the first light of dawn touched the snowy peaks. The relic core sealed itself back within layers of crystal, its power hidden once again. Sonic stood at the edge of the cavern, watching sunlight pierce through cracks in the ice. "Well, that was one chilly adventure," he joked, brushing snow off his quills. Tails adjusted his goggles. "We stopped Eggman from getting the relic's power, but what if there are more like this hidden around Mobius?" Shadow, walking ahead, replied quietly, "There are. And if Eggman knows, this won't be the last battle." Amy smiled softly, resting her hammer on her shoulder. "Then we'll be ready. Together." Knuckles crossed his arms, nodding. "The mountain tested us, but it also showed us our strength. No trial is too great when we fight as one." Outside, Eggman's voice echoed faintly from a distant communicator. "You may have won this round, Sonic, but the age of Eggman is just beginning." The team laughed, stepping out into the sunlight. They were tired, but their bond felt stronger than ever. Sonic looked at his friends and grinned. "Eggman can try all he wants. As long as we stick together, there's no mountain we can't climb." And with that, they raced down the snowy slopes, leaving behind the secrets of the mountain, knowing that new adventures were already waiting just beyond the horizon.